The 2022 Supercross season has officially ended with Jason Anderson taking his 4th straight win in the 450 class. But the biggest story came from Justin Barcia's desperate attempt to grab 3rd place in the championship when he punted Malcolm Stewart while the pair were battling for the final podium spot on the night. But from this incident, there are many positives that professional racing must capitalize on in order to continue to grow the sport and bring in more fans. Why racing needs a villain like Justin Barcia is coming up right around the corner. The move in question took place with 9 minutes left in the race, while Barcia put the younger Stewart brother in the Utah dirt, hoping that he would drop far enough down the order to give Barcia 3rd place overall in the championship and a big pay bonus. In the podium interview, Mookie was vocal about how he thought the move was dirty, while Barcia defended his aggressive riding. But what was truly eye-opening to see was the fans' reaction to this, and that's where I want to start this video. This incident was the most important talking point from the entire season. Here's why. The crowd was already behind Malcolm before he got wrecked, but after the crash, they were 100% behind him. Stewart's charge came up short in the end, but while he was closing the gap to Barcia, Supercross had become must-watch TV. Would he dump Barcia back? Could he eliminate such a huge deficit? The crowd was on its feet waiting to find out. It's rivalries like this that will help the sport grow and become more popular in relation to other forms of motorsport. In other series, there is always a hero and a villain. If you look at NASCAR, you think of guys like Kyle Busch, an extremely talented driver, but also someone that fans will boo at the racetrack due to his prior history for wrecking people. Or even in Formula 1, you could make the case that the great Michael Schumacher was a villain for some of the outrageous moves he pulled on his fellow competitors, and some of his moves were downright dirty. But these rivalries turned those series into must-watch TV. When you look at Kyle Busch wrecking Dale Earnhardt Jr. at Richmond and the payback that followed, these serve as great examples. For dirt bike racing, if Malcolm were to punt Barcia off the track and outdoors, Mookie would be hailed as a legend for his retaliation for the dirty Barcia. Motorsports like to pretend they don't enjoy the confrontation and fighting, but go look at their advertisements specifically for Supercross. How many times did you see the video of Malcolm confronting Musquin from A1? All the time. The Instagram probably had 4 posts within 24 hours of the conversation. It's this drama that sells the sport to the audience. Barcia's role as the villain is not a new look for him. Disagreements with guys like Roczen, Tomac, Anderson, and now Stewart have been a part of his personality since he became a professional racer, but more recently this year. Barcia is certainly not the first to carry this reputation. Guys like Jason Lawrence have carried this villain persona well before Barcia did. Remember when Villopoto and Lawrence literally started fighting on the track in practice? Yeah, Barcia didn't invent this stuff, but he certainly is good at it. And don't think that I'm forgetting about Jason Lawrence. We'll cover him in another video because that story is wild. But let's get back to Barcia. His attempt on Malcolm landed him a hefty fine and a demotion to 5th in the championship, losing 4th to Musquin after his 10-point penalty from the AMA. But will this aggressive riding continue? I'd say more than likely. Barcia has had so much trouble in the past that we're likely to see this behavior again, as he hasn't really shown the ability to learn. But should we discourage this? I don't think that's the answer either. Were Barcia to continue to run up front and contend for wins, you'll start to see these rivalries develop even further. Racing is interesting as is, but more drama will bring in new fans. Now let's make this very clear. I am not advocating for Barcia to race dirty, but if he does, I think the guys that he wrongs could capitalize on their opportunities in a much better way. Don't just call him out on the podium, get up in his face after the race. Return the favor on the track if needed. Do something that gives the fans a reason to support you. Like I've said before on this channel, riders need to establish a more passionate fan base. We need fans of riders, not just fans of the sport. If Barcia continues riding this way, other riders will certainly have an opportunity to pay him back for his overly aggressive racing. But anyway, thank you guys so much, and stay tuned for more videos in the coming weeks. If you're new around here, don't forget to like and subscribe, as it really helps the view count as we're pushing towards that 1,000 subscriber mark. We're getting a lot closer. Thanks as always, and I'll see y'all in the next video.